Where most brands have worked on bringing down prices or rolling out iterative updates, Vivo has genuinely pushed the game forward lately. Featuring a gorgeous design ID and some very futuristic elements, we got hold of the latest Vivo V11 Pro. Now here's a quick unboxing and review. The packaging of the V11 Pro is simple and to the point. Inside you'll get essential components like a charging cable, earphones and an 18-watt charger. A TPU case is included too. Onto the phone. With the Vivo V11 Pro, the company has done a fantastic job both at the front and the back of the device. The front of the phone employs the latest in notch technology. The notch is now just a tiny little droplet in the screen to house the camera module. The chin at the bottom too has been slimmed down further. With a screen to body ratio of 91.27%, I'm convinced that this is as good as it gets till we see a major breakthrough in smartphone technology. The right side has the volume rocker as well as a power button. The tactile feedback is absolutely fine. On the left there's a dual SIM card slot as well as a dedicated micro SD card slot. The bottom edge has a 3.5mm audio jack and wait for it, a micro USB port. Yeah, we were just as surprised as you. Now I'm a big proponent of using cases on smartphones. These are expensive devices that scratch easily and should be protected. The Vivo V11 Pro, however, was the first in a long time that made me reconsider. The company has done an absolutely amazing job here. Inspired by Van Gogh's Starry Night, the finish has a gradient that goes from midnight blue to a very deep shade. Instead of a linear color fade, the use of a powder coating like effect really makes it stand out. Our only gripe here is that the back panel, and for that matter the entire construction, is plastic. Now we don't have too many issues with the plastic build, and for that matter we found it to be pretty rugged even on the Poco F1. The V11 Pro, however, is quite glossy. I'm just a little worried that the glossy plastic will pick up scratches, scuffs and smudges over time. Now did you notice the lack of a rear fingerprint scanner? That's because the phone has a 4th generation in-display fingerprint reader. A noticeable improvement, you'll still have to press down just a little harder on the screen to ensure a quick unlock. For daily use, we really liked using Face Unlock. The software is ridiculously fast and because of the infrared light built into the bezel, it'll work even in the dark. Now Vivo's FunTouch OS is a mishmash of iOS-like design elements paired with the feature set of Android. What do you think about the design really comes down to personal preferences, but we found it to be very well optimized. Now we're not too fond of splitting the notification tabs and quick toggles, but after a couple of days of use, we did get used to it. A shelf feature is also implemented with a bunch of quick access widgets. There's a lot of features on board, including the ability to clone your apps, gestures and more. We're hoping that Vivo is going to be proactive on updating their phone. Talking about performance, sporting a Snapdragon 660 processor, a lot of parallels will be drawn with the 845 toting Poco F1 here. Now a phone is more than the sum of its parts and we wouldn't discount the V11 Pro just on the basis of its processor. The performance is fine. For everyday use, the Snapdragon 660 is perfectly adequate and you wouldn't miss having a more powerful chipset. Games like PUBG run well at the medium graphics setting and generally there are no frame drops. The phone has 6GB of RAM, which is very helpful for multitasking. The screen on the Vivo V11 Pro is a thing of beauty. It is hard to put in words the experience of having such a wide and expansive screen to work on. A 6.41-inch panel with a 19.5:9 aspect ratio, the phone isn't that much larger than your average large screen device. There's Gorilla Glass 3 on top. The resolution is 1080 by 2340 pixels, making it a full HD plus panel. Using a Super AMOLED screen means that the display is exceedingly vibrant and contrast rich. It also goes pretty damn bright. The dual camera modules on the Vivo V11 Pro is equipped with dual pixel technology for faster focusing and an f/1.8 aperture lens on the primary sensor. This primary sensor is aided by a 5MP secondary camera to improve low light shots as well as to enable portrait mode. And over at the front is a crazy 25MP front facing camera. Now, Vivo has really stepped up the game in the camera department too. Photos generally look pretty good. Dynamic range is also very decent, though we did observe a few blown out highlights on occasion. There's the usual AI assisted shenanigans and portrait mode. We've added some sample shots and you can be the judge of the picture quality. Talking about battery life, the 3400 mAh unit on board was just about good enough for a full day of heavy use. The phone supports what Vivo calls dual engine charging, and an 18 watt charger is included in the box. This will give you a 50% charge in 30 minutes. Priced at Rs 25,990, the Vivo V11 Pro is handily one of the prettiest smartphones that we've seen lately. The Poco F1 might be a little more powerful option at the price point, but for the average user who values design over sheer power, the Vivo V11 Pro might just be the better option. This video was brought to you in collaboration with Vivo. Thanks for watching.